Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. I'm Kalikaiz. Today I'm playing Blue-White Familiars. I'm trying an older list here, trying to see if it's better against specifically Mono Blue Terror. Is this metagame going to call for an older list that we had identified previously? And that is a Seagate Oracle plus Meeting of the Minds build. Now, Meeting of the Minds can convoke to draw 2 cards and it's an instant. So you want to have a lot of low-to-the-ground creatures, and then you're going to be casting Meeting of the Minds for free. Along this, you're going to be spitting out a bunch of birds with Murmuring Mystic, and then that is the card advantage that can make up for the foil. Here, I've chosen to play 4 Mulldrifters as well as 4 Lorien Revealed, just allowing me to have more mass card draw. So I have 8 huge card draw spells. And then I think cutting on lands is going to be okay. We're going with 18 lands. Hopefully that will be fine. The Lorien Revealed kind of takes the Ponder slot, whereas if we had an island in play, we can cycle for our Glacial Floodplain or just another island. And then in the sideboard, my current changes are 3 Dust to Dust, 2 Revoke Existence, handles Affinity, potentially handles Bogles. 2 Revoke can be good against something like the Pestilence deck as well. 2 Last Breaths, because I really don't want to lose quite as badly, I guess, to things like Elves. Then we have 4 Hydroblast. It's just necessary in a burn metagame, and rounding it out with 2 Negate and 2 Prohibit. Let's see how this runs. I'll see you in the matches. Thanks for watching. Did you know you could get sideboard guides on patreon.com/Kalikaiz? And did I mention you can get early access to videos on the YouTube page in the membership section? And if you like these videos, make sure to like and subscribe. All right, we are here in round 1 versus Shib, who normally plays Elves, I believe. And our hand is kind of medium. But if we draw lands with this Preordain, I think we could be in a good spot. So let's keep. Foil looking pretty bad. So it's sort of a mulligan to 6 already. I think I would keep this on 6. Our opponent mulligans to 6. They lead on a forest, revealing that they are indeed elves. Plays an Arbor Elf. Let's see if we can find some lands. I found an island. I'll Preordain. So we have Lorien Revealed, Preordain. I guess I can top both of these. So if something crazy happens, I have foil. I can maybe pitch the Flicker or the Murmuring Mystic right now. A second Arbor Elf. They have 3 mana. The third Arbor Elf. Feels like they're going to hit me with an initiative creature here. They get in. I'm going to Island Cycle, get the Floodplain, play that, and pass the turn. So if they're playing initiative, I think I just pitched the Faithful. Yeah, okay, so here's Avenging Hunter. I would like to not have to face that, but thanks for the offer. Counterspell. So now in order to rebuild, we need another land or a land. Let's try Preordain. So land Seagate Oracle. I think I top, play my land and pass. Then next turn I can play the Murmuring Mystic potentially. They have 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. They play a Well-Wisher, so that we do know they're elves. They tap on tap, play Priest of Titania, so they have 0 cards in hand. They were pretty all in on that Avenging Hunter. I think I should just cast a Seagate Oracle. Could have played the Murmuring Mystic. Still looking for... Okay, I'll take the snap. There's only snaps to take from, so what am I going to do? I have to take the snap. They play a Jaspera Sentinel. Now, they can throw away their creatures to attack, but I would block the Priest. They can gain some life with a Well-Wisher. It's not going to matter that much. They got a 26. I can snap the Priest, just making sure... Well, let's try just evoking this Mulldrifter. I might hit an Ephemerate. I am playing Ephemerate in this list. Did not hit an Ephemerate. So now I can cycle, grab an island, play the island. I think I will Preordain. Mulldrifter Preordain. Let's just bottom and top. Pass the turn. Hoping not to get killed by a Nyxborn Hydra. They draw a card. They're just passing. Nice. That's what I was hoping for. And they are going to activate the Well-Wisher on my upkeep to mess with me. That's cool. Let's just jam a Mulldrifter. We found the Ephemerate now. Play the Plains. I'm gonna block. I'm not going to attack because they have the Jaspera Sentinel to block with. Now I can go. They play another Well-Wisher. Does not really matter. Now I can play the Murmuring Mystic, then Ephemerate the Mulldrifter. They use the Well-Wisher. So let's go cast the Murmuring Mystic. Start by attacking. They don't do anything. I'll snap your Priest of Titania. Untap. Ephemerate the Moldrifter. Making birds. And then play a land. Pass the turn. They concede. Okay, so me countering the Avenging Hunter was pretty important. We want the Last Breaths to kill the creatures. I really don't think that the Faithfuls are going to save me. So I tend to bring in... You could bring in Negates or the Prohibits. Prohibits will counter the creatures, Negates will counter the draw spells. Guess it probably... No, it's probably going to be Negate, because Negate also counters the Giant Nyxborn Hydra. Alright, this hand doesn't really do anything. We have good mana, but we're doing nothing for like 4 turns. So I think I should mulligan. It's probably a trap. Mulligan to 6. Here I have a familiar on turn 2. Maybe I don't need the flicker. I think I probably can keep this and just not take the flicker. When it goes force pass. Play island. I'll cycle, grabbing my planes. Turn 2 will be the familiar. My opponent responds by cycling a Generous Ent or a forest. Okay. We'll grab the planes. Now, in what they're doing here by responding to my fetch, a lot of times just generally is like, hey, I want to confuse you. Let's play familiar. Weird spot here. They don't have 5 mana for an Avenging Hunter. They play Mass Vandal. They have 3 mana right now. 4 mana, actually. No, 3. Cast Lead the Stampede. See, I would have liked to negate that if they have something like a Nyxborn, so they just have more mana. So I think I can island cycle, grab an island and play the land. Let's play another familiar. Next turn I have to just either play the Seagate Oracle or evoke the Moldrifter. They play Priest of Titania. They have 3, 4, 5 mana. Still 5 mana after Jasper Sentinel. They have Generous Ent in hand. Mass Vandal as well. Hopefully no Avenging Hunter right now. They play Mass Vandal. Play Mass Vandal. So they have Generous Ent 1 unknown. Preordain. I will attempt to preordain. I think I have to bottom both of these. We were looking for lands. Let's play the Chancery and pick up the plains. Pass the turn. Next turn, I can play the plains, play the Moldrifter for 2 mana and hold up the negate. Really just looking to negate a draw spell or Nyxborn. Generous Ent from the opponent. They can attack. Cast a Winding Way, I will negate. And they had a Spell Pierce, or whatever. Dispel, I guess? Prohibit. So let's see if they hit the goods. They find Avenging Hunter. They can play Avenging Hunter right now. Jasper Sentinel into 7 mana for a bunch of junk. Avenging Hunter. What's my plan? Pretty scary here with all this stuff, but maybe we can chain off. They play an Arbor Elf. They've got the Forest. I think they played that. Arbor Elf's out of their hand. Avenging Hunter. Jaspera. I don't know. They might have 1 card left that I'm not sure what it is. It was hard to pay attention there. So let's go Sunscape Familiar. Play a Seagate Oracle looking for a spell so I can use the Murmuring Mystic, I guess. We have a Snap. Pretty good. So go Murmuring Mystic. Snap the Seagate Oracle. Untap. Play the Seagate Oracle. It's too bad I couldn't take the Ephemerate there. I think I take the Lorien. We'll hardcast the Moldrifter though. It's turn 5. We couldn't have made any more land drops this turn. We do have Medium Mines. Cast Meeting. So I'll go app. Cast Medium Mines. Draw some cards. That's pretty sweet. Make a bird. Pass the turn. Next turn I have Murmuring Mystic. Lorien Revealed. Make more birds. They have a lot of blockers. And if they have a Nyxborn Hydra, I'm pretty hosed, because they can just kill me probably on this turn. They go top bottom with the Scry from the initiative. Casting a Winding Way. Reveals a Quirion and a Nyxborn Hydra, so I'll just go ahead and concede. They have a very large amount of Elves. Quirion makes you double tap with the Priests, of which they have 2. It's not worth my time. Guess we have to run it back. Elves is traditionally a bad matchup for Familiars, so we're just going to do our best. Okay, we would like to play first. We have Snap, Ephemerate, Flicker. So I'm keeping this tentatively. Like, we have nothing in hand that draws cards. We just have a lot of really sick setup things. So if I draw an Ephemerate, I mean, if I draw a Muldrifter, I'm in the bank. If I draw a Archaeomancer, any card draw spell would be fine as well. So this is a high potential hand with nothing going on in it as of now. I guess if they hadn't had that spell that prohibit there either, that could have been good for me. We'll cycle the Ash Barrens, grabbing an island, play the Chancery, pick up the island. Best draw for me now would be a Muldrifter, so I could snap whatever creature and then go Muldrifter Ephemerate. They put me to 19 with the Querying Ranger. They play Priest of Titania. We drew the Muldrifter. Yes! Bounce your Priest on tap. Evoke the Muldrifter. Turn 3 Drifter Ephemerate is a strong play. Kapow! Ephemerate the Muldrifter. Sick. We'll discard a Plains. We also have Snap into Drifter Ephemerate again. I'm looking to draw into Archaeomancer or potentially a Familiar. Really go over the top of them. They play another Querying Ranger. After having picked up the Forest, we're going to draw 2 cards. And we draw for turn. We have a Last Breath. I can play a land. I can just kill this right now. I think I'm going to snap the Priest. I can tap, snap the Priest of Titania. Or I can snap a Querying Ranger, then exile the Priest of Titania and still have Ephemerate. So let's snap the Querying Ranger, untap, Last Breath on the Priest of Titania. That's the turn. So I can foil pitching Island Plains. That would be fine. They draw a card. They play Arbor Elf. Okay. Cycles a Generous End. So this will get them the blue source most likely. No, they got a Forest. So they're still mono green with Arbor Elf. Plays a Querying Ranger. Alright, we'll go to end step, Ephemerate the Muldrifter. Draw a Preordain. I will Ephemerate the Muldrifter again. Ephemerate, you know, it is a ridiculously strong card. We find it in a gate. I will Preordain. Meeting of Minds, Seagate Oracle. What am I looking for? So if I get the Seagate Oracle, let's take both of these. Top. I play Island. Now, I can't do the things I want to do, but I'll just play the Seagate Oracle. I'm really looking for a Familiar. Do I take the Meeting of Minds or the Seagate Oracle? I think it's going to be the Meeting of Minds. I'll pass the turn. I'll discard Plains, Island. Oh, geez. And then, I guess the Lorien here? I don't have any good things to target, to pitch to the foil. Maybe the Flicker. That's just so many cards too. Lead the Stampede. I'm going to counter. I will discard the Ghostly Flicker. No, that's just so many cards. If I Drifter, Flicker, Drifter, I'll discard the Negate. Opponent does not attack. They have 3 cards in hand. We find a Snap. Okay, so I can start by attacking. Then I'll tap my lands, play the Chancery, picking up the island. Attempt to snap the Arbor Elf. Resolves. We'll untap. We will evoke this Muldrifter. We'll draw 2 cards. Then I can, I guess, Ghostly Flicker the 2 Muldrifters. Draw 4 cards. I guess I don't need Kraj and Relic to draw cards. Alright, we have lots of cards in hand. So I have to discard an island probably here. Our opponent cycles a Generous End, grabbing another Forest. Discard the island. So this is a problem with the Meeting of Minds, right? I cannot currently do anything with it. They play Arbor Elf. Another Arbor Elf. I think we're going to have to just go Archaeomancer, grabbing the Ephemerate. Maybe they have an answer. I will Ephemerate. So one thing I can do here is draw 3 cards, or draw 2 cards and then Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. I guess that's fine. Tap, draw 2 cards. Draw Last Breath. I will Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. Grabbing the Ephemerate, I guess. And then we're gonna exile a Querying Ranger. Pass the turn. Winding away from the opponent. They find Priest, Llanowar, Jaspera, Winding Way. So Winding Way goes to the graveyard. They play the Priest. They play Llanowar. They untap. Tap again. Play Jaspera. 2 cards in hand. Currently not able to attack. Ephemerate will resolve. We ephemerate. We return the ephemerate. Another Seagate Oracle. Let's cast Meeting Minds. Draw. There's a familiar. So play the Sunscape Familiar. We ephemerate. We're gonna grab Snap. Snap on the Priest. Really don't want you to have big mana here. And then what am I gonna do? I can ephemerate the Archaeomancer for the Ghostly Flicker. Play the Seagate Oracle, looking for like Mystic, Muldrifter. We take the Mystic. Really need the Muldrifter right now. I think I'm going to play out the Floodplain, pass the turn, and then just holding up the negate. I could also flicker to return the foil. They play the Priest. I think my opponent's kind of dead here. They play V2 Gaussian Spectre. That is not really a concern. Makes their Arbor Elf bigger. They're passing the turn. Let's Ghostly Flicker to draw 2. Get back Ghostly Flicker. I'll just do it again. Draw 2. Return the Ghostly Flicker. Finding a Snap. We have another Archaeomancer. So now I've reached the point where I have infinite snaps. So I just have to ephemerate a couple of times. Get back my ephemerates. Put my Murmuring Mystic on the table. And snap a creature. Make a bird. Untap. Archaeomancer. The birds. Bird beatdown. Here we go. Bounce your creature. They're aware that I have ephemerate and GG's. Sheeb gives me the GG's. GG's Sheeb. We managed to take down Elves. I'll see you in round 2. Okay, we are on the play in round 2. Pretty sweet hand. We have Floodplain into Familiar. Then we can go like Snap, Mystic, Meeting of Minds. That would be pretty good. I don't know what Speller is on. They have a VV Ornithopter. Ornitier? Uni Ornitier avatar. Play the Floodplain. They go Arboreal Grazer into a Radiant Grove. I think my Familiar is probably safe. Let's run it out. They're doing some ramp stuff. I love it. I love seeing some nonsense out here. Uh-oh, it's Naya. They have lightning bolts in their deck. That's not good. Snow-covered forest. Snow-covered mountain. They Malevolent Rumble, finding Ram Through, Avenging Hunter, Grazer, Sakura Tribe Elder. They take the Sakura Tribe Elder. They're gonna play the Elder. Okay, and then they grab a forest. I'll take this time to Murmuring Mystic. I can really go nuts on my turn. They play a Jewel Thief. Gives them a treasure token. Let's see if they'll do anything else. Maybe they snap or ram through my Familiar. They play another Sakura Tribe Elder. Okay. So I can start with the Preordain. Makes a bird. Faithful's good. I guess both of these I want. Play the Faithful. I'll cast Meeting of Minds. Tap my creatures. That was a 0 mana spell. I mean, I do say that you want to have 0 mana spells in your deck. They're going to crack the Sakura Tribe Elder. Getting another land as a Plains this time. We have a foil. I'm going to cycle the Ash Barrens. Get a land. I can snap the Jewel Thief. Untap. Cast a Preordain. Tons and tons of birds. Another Meeting of Minds. So let's top, and then tap my birds. Bird, 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 bird. This gives me an island for the foil. What is this, bruh? Bruh. Sorry, bruh. Fair. I got a lot of birds on the table. I'm enjoying it. I mean, it's the spitting out birds with Meeting of Minds is too good. It's so much fun. Okay, how do I beat them? They're playing a deck with a lot of ramp. They've got ram throughs in the deck. Yeah, I'm just gonna resubmit it and then try to get more info. All right, our opening hand here in game 2 has no cards we can use. Let's mulligan. Oh my goodness. Ooh, let's see. I think I keep this. I go turn 2 Familiar, turn 3 Snap Drifter Ephemerate. It's pretty sketchy, but I'm gonna do that. Put back the island. Like, I want all these cards. Hopefully they will not have a removal spell for the familiar again. They lead on a forest. I will play land. Pass the turn. Now I have familiar into Chancery, so like, not sure what I want to do. I could cycle for the plains and go with my initial plan, or I could cycle for an island and then turn to the Chancery. They haven't shown me any land destruction so far. They reveal a forest, they draw a card. They play the plains, so they have forest in hand. Play Malevolent Rumble. They brought in Fiery Cannonade. Okay. So I guess they're going for sweepers over spot removal, but they still have the ram throughs in their deck. They don't have anything to ram through with this turn, although next turn they could play the Jewel Thief into a ram through, so if they take the Jewel Thief, we might have to think about that being the case. And choose Wooded Ridgeline, so I think I grab the plains and play the familiar on turn 2. Double snap is interesting. We drew a snap for turn. Our opponent is going to take their turn. They play the Wooded Ridgeline. They have 2 mana, 3 mana available. They're just going to pass. I will play the Chancery, picking up the plains, and I'm going to pass. I'm a little bit nervous about an Avenging Hunter here. Can't really do very much about that. Our opponent jams the Avenging Hunter. So my plan is to Drifter Ephemerate. We have a second familiar. All right, let's play the familiar out. We're going to evoke the Drifter, hoping to find some more creatures. Yep, that's pretty good. I'll snap your creature, bounce the Avenging Hunter, untap, ephemerate the Mole Drifter, draw some cards. We drew the foil. Hell, heck yeah. Evoke the Mole Drifter. This is insane. My poor opponent. Snap the Mole Drifter. Okay. Yep. Just doing stuff. Why don't I just evoke the Mole Drifter again? Draw. Snap the Mole Drifter again. Untap. That's just absurd. Play the Marine Mystic. This is just not fair in any way. We draw 2 cards off the Mole Drifter. We ephemerate the Mole Drifter. We spit out a bird. Okay. I will discard familiar and they concede. I mean, like, I'm so sorry. They gave me how fun in chat. I know. That was not fair. That was like the best possible draw. We'll see in round 3. We're in round 3 versus a Drowo. I believe they've played Tide in the past, which is a bit scary for me. We can't really just assume they're on Tide, but they probably are. Contaminated Landscape. Are they playing Familiars? Maybe. I don't have anything going on. Meeting of Minds is important to have. It's important to have creatures for Meeting of Minds, so I'll just jam the Faithful. But this Contaminated Landscape gets Esper colors, so it could be the mirror match. It could be other stuff. I crack the Landscape, grabbing an island. Let's see if they have a turn 2 familiar here. They play the Zori's Chancery. I draw a snap. I will play my Chancery. Pick up my plains, cycle for an island. If they tap out, we can like snap your creature, Mancer for snap, and then try to set up ephemerate stuff. I guess the best draw for me could be maybe a Seagate Oracle, or even a foil would be okay. We have Meeting of Minds. This allows me to pass to their turn and then tap and cast Meeting of Minds on their turn. So that looks pretty good. Is Meeting of Minds a mirror breaker? I don't know. We'll find out. They cycle Alluring Revealed, getting an island. So they'll have 4 mana. Plays another island. Okay. Let's cast Meeting of Minds. Draw 2. Make a life. Go to our turn. So let's play the Floodplain. We're going to discard the plains on end step. Opponent casts a Meeting of Minds. Oh no. But we're slightly ahead because I have a creature. So my the mana that I'm actually casting it with is less. Play a familiar. They play an island. Here they can play the Meeting of Minds by going tap, tap, tap. They're going to evoke a Mole Drifter. Okay. They go snap on the Mole Drifter. I think I'm going to snap your Mole Drifter in response. So this stops them from getting the snap mana. And then I will cast Meeting of Minds, tapping the Faithful. Draw 2. Let's see if we can find a familiar. Gonna go for play the land. We'll evoke the Muldrifter. We draw 2. We ephemerate the Muldrifter. We draw 2. We find a flicker. Let's preordain. Do I want the Mystic? I don't think so, but it could make my Meeting of Minds better. So maybe it's worth it. We'll top and top. We're gonna discard 2 Faithfuls. Our opponent evokes a Muldrifter. They have Ephemerate available with the floating mana. They're probably playing Ephemerate in their deck. Given that they're playing Meeting of Minds, I would expect they're not to be on like the Cryogen Relic builds. They snap their Muldrifter, floating a white mana. Plays Archaeomancer. Gets a snap. They can now snap the Muldrifter. Plays a Chancery. They snap their Archaeomancer. Okay. Do you have a second familiar? They evoke the Muldrifter again. Do you have an Ephemerate? What's going on? They're just trying to draw cards. They Ephemerate the Muldrifter. They've used 2 snaps so far. They haven't shown us any counterspells yet. Best case scenario is I draw snap and a foil. Then I can snap the familiar, foil it, go Mancer for snap. Looks like this Ephemerate's going to resolve. Ephemerate the Muldrifter. They choose to snap the Muldrifter. I will Ghostly Flicker the Muldrifter. Okay. And then we draw snap. So play Chancery. Pick up the island. Play the familiar. Snap the familiar. Untap. Play Archaeomancer. We return Ephemerate. We Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. We return Meeting of Minds. Cast Meeting of Minds. I guess I'm going to cast Meeting of Minds on their turn. No, I should just cast it now because I don't care about the Faithful or this island probably. I'll wait till their turn. Maybe that will force them to interact. They have an Ephemerate, so they're going to draw a bajillion cards. Maybe I should have snapped the Muldrifter. I don't know. They're up to 9. They have a lot of mana. If they have another snap, it's bad. Plays the familiar. 2 mana left. They are using the mana. They've used 3 snaps so far. Cast Archaeomancer. I'm going to respond with Meeting of Minds. If I draw a foil, I can hard cast the foil. I can cast the foil. Did not find a foil. What will you return? If they find this, okay, so they get the snap. If they snap and replay their Archaeomancer, then they can actually get their Ephemerate. They choose not to get the Ephemerate, instead snapping my familiar. Plays a Beachfront. Okay, we're just going to attempt to Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. They have a negate. I find the foil now. Alright, I'll play the familiar. Okay, they didn't do anything. We'll go preordain. I think I bottom these. Jam a Muldrifter. I have Meeting of Minds now. I will attack into your Muldrifter. They go to 18. We're going to discard Faithful and Lanes. I feel like they probably have another counterspell in hand. They're evoking a Muldrifter. Okay. So in the mirror match, I like to try to wait for them to tap as much blue mana as possible. They have 1 snap left in their deck. Muldrifter goes to the graveyard. Looks like they found an Archaeomancer. So they can Archaeomancer to get the Ephemerate. Okay. They choose the Ephemerate. So unless they have another negate, we're going to respond here with Meeting of Minds. Tap, tap, tap. And then I will foil it, discarding Preordain. So you have to have, I guess like Flicker or another negate. They can't prohibit. They did not have the prohibit. They might have prohibit in hand, but they were not able to use it. They get in for 2. Okay, we have a lot of birds we can make. Is that worth it? I'll try the Murmuring Mystic. Cast Meeting of Minds. Tap, tap, tap. Get a bird. We need to find more counterspells. So I found an Ephemerate. Let's try Seagate Oracle. I'm assuming they have a counterspell. We have another familiar. I mean, that's better than nothing. I'm gonna play the Chancery. Pick up the island. Attack in for 4. Maybe if I hadn't played the Mystic, I would have been able to accomplish more. We know that they could probably, let's see, so they've used 3 snaps, 1 ephemerate. They cast a Murmuring Mystic of their own. It's Mystic Battles over here. 2 mana, they cast a Seagate Oracle. They're almost out of mana. They cast a Preordain. In my graveyard, I have Ghostly Flicker and Ephemerate. So if I can actually get to the position where I have the Ghostly Flicker in my hand, I only have the 1 Mancer. They have 2 Mancers. Because with 2 Mancers here, I would have Flicker for Snap over and over to bounce their board. But I'm only playing 2 Mancers in my deck. They play an Island, Godpharaoh's Faithful. Okay. 4 cards in hand. I'll take a draw. We have a Snap. So I'm going to attempt to snap the Familiar. Resolves. Play a Familiar. Cast Lorien Revealed to draw 3. Looking for another counterspell, because they could counter my Ephemerate. Cast a Preordain. There's a foil. So I can top. I have the foil. What do I want to do here? Play the land. Play Muldrifter, and then Ephemerate the Archaeomancer for a foil, and I can hard cast this foil plus have the other foil available. Cast the Muldrifter. Right now, foil is just counterspell. We will Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. They cast Prohibit. I will pitch cast the foil. Then I can get back the Ephemerate, and then Ephemerate the Archaeomancer to get the Flicker. Then I can make infinite birds, and I can still pitch cast the foil. I'm going to make a bunch of birds and then Flicker, get back the foil, cycle the Lorien Revealed for an island. Our opponent concedes. Nice. We took the game. So I don't think that Murmuring Mystic is necessarily good post-board. I definitely don't want the Faithfuls, but I don't have that much to bring in. I actually do have 6 cards to bring in. I have 2 Negates, 2 Prohibits, and I have 2 Last Breaths. This makes my Meeting of Minds worse. It makes my end game worse, but we just want to be the counterspell deck. Okay, here we are in game 2. We have Last Breath and multiple Negates. I think that this is fine. Our opponent leads on a Preordain. We can probably just go Island Pass. We have a Chancery. Island, pass a turn. If they play a Familiar here, we just destroy it with the Last Breath or exile it, not destroy. They cast a Preordain. Last Breath available. And they pick up their Island. I'll play a Plains. I don't want to discard the hand size. I want to be the one that's making all the land drops. They play an Island. They're passing. Another Last Breath. I think I'm going to play the Mortuary Mire. This allows me to have Negate plus Last Breath on a future turn. They play an Island, holding up the Meeting of Minds. I will take my turn, play Island. I also have Meeting of Minds. Who's going to win the meeting battle? They go end step Meeting of Minds. I will respond, no thank you. Counterspell. This allows me to pick up my land with the Chancery later. 4 mana. They're going to evoke a Muldrifter. And now they're going to try to target it with the Ephemerate. I'm good with that because I'm going to Last Breath the Muldrifter in response. Muldrifter down. Ephemerate to the graveyard. They play a Chancery. So what's my play here? Have our own Muldrifter. I think I'm going to Archaeomancer for the Negates. Then go Chancery, pick up the Plains. They're very ahead on cards. They cast a Familiar. We have 6 mana, so we can go Last Breath, double Negate on their turn. They might Last Breath my Archaeomancer here right now, which would be pretty bad for me. Last Breath the Archaeomancer. Okay, bad news. Plays an Island. So I have to win with... Alright, let's go land. I'm just going to pass to your turn. It's better for me if I make you use your mana on your turn. We have Hardcast Foil plus Negate. We have Muldrifter coming up. I really want to exile their Familiar. They cast an Archaeomancer. I will hardcast a foil. They play a land. 4 mana, 3 mana. Archaeomancer again. What are they going to get? It's the Ephemerate. So I guess I have to wait till their turn to try to Last Breath their creature when they Ephemerate. If I can find a land. I did find a land. Cycle and grab an island. Pass to you. So they're going to try to hit me for 1. and then use their ephemerate. Then I will go for the last breath on your Archaeomancer. They have another ephemerate, a snap. I'll negate the snap. They have a prohibit. I'll negate the snap again. So they lose their Archaeomancer, it looks like. Down to 2 cards. Plays a Lorien Revealed. Draw 3. That's good for them. Not for me. Let's go Muldrifter. Draw 2. We have a snap. So play the Chancery. Pick up the Mortuary Mire. Bounce your Familiar. Untap. Do I want to play the Seagate Oracle or the Meeting of Minds? I think I just cast the Meeting of Minds. Draw 2. We find a Familiar and a Prohibit. So they have 1 Archaeomancer in graveyard, 1 Archaeomancer in exile, and 1 Muldrifter in exile. They jam another Lorien Revealed. They're up to 6 cards in hand. That is a lot of cards. We have nothing in the graveyard to get back with the Mortuary Mire. They play Contaminated Landscape, leaving up 3 mana. I'll attempt a Sunscape Familiar. I'll attempt a Seagate Oracle. So that resolves. We will take the Muldrifter. I'll attempt to attack. So the question is, should I try to bop their Familiar off the table? We'll go for it. Snap your Familiar. They let that resolve. Let's jam a Muldrifter then. Another Muldrifter. I think I just play... I can invoke the Muldrifter here, holding up the Prohibit. I can invoke the Muldrifter and then get it back with the Mortuary Mire. Okay. Let's see if we draw Meeting Minds. We did not. I will put the Muldrifter on top and then pass. I'm definitely going to fire off the Prohibit right away on the Familiar, because if they have a counterspell in hand for it, then they have to tap another 2 mana. Attempt to counter. They had Prohibit in hand previously. Looks like they may have a negate. It was a negate. They have 5 mana. Another Familiar. 3 mana left. Cast a Meeting Minds, tapping an island and a creature. Plays an Idyllic Beachfront, 4 cards in hand. I will cast a Muldrifter. Draw 2. We have Archaeomancer, so they can prohibit the Archaeomancer. I doubt they're playing... they might have another prohibit. Let's just play Familiar. Then try a Seagate Oracle. We need counterspells. We have Preordains. I'll try Preordain. We're going to bottom these. Just lands here. We'll play the Chancery. Pick up the Mortuary Mire. And then go ahead and attack in for 5. They will be able to block this with the Seagate Oracle. Or block the Seagate Oracle with their Familiar. Okay. Bad news. Let's see what happens. They have 5 cards in hand. A ridiculous amount of mana. They play Murmuring Mystic. So if they find a double Murmuring Mystic is not good. Cast Meeting of Minds. Yep, I'll just let you do the thing. 2 birds. They evoke a Muldrifter. Draw 2. They're going to respond. They respond to the evoke. They snap the Muldrifter. So the problem with me not having the Murmuring Mystic, especially with having the Archaeomancer gone, is like, how do I win the game, right? Just not deck first, I guess. Plays a Muldrifter. They're way ahead on cards. They go Preordain. They've used 1 Last Breath so far. I don't know how many they're playing. They only have 3 blue mana available. They cast a Seagate Oracle, up to 25 life. Maybe leaving in a single Mystic is fine. Evokes a Muldrifter. So they currently cannot Last Breath me. Now they can because they played an island. I feel like they would Last Breath the Familiar here though. Maybe not. We have a Meeting of Minds. So let's start by drawing. Draw with Meeting of Minds. We'll draw 3 with the Lorien Revealed. They don't have anything. I'll play another Familiar. Let's go Archaeomancer. Grab the foil. Cast a Meeting of Minds. Draw 2. Another Familiar. Doesn't really do anything for me. I think I just play out the Mortuary Mire. I should have attacked first. That was dumb. I could have Mortuary Mired back a Muldrifter. We're going to focus on countering their draw spells, I guess. Lorien Revealed for the opponent. I'll hardcast an foil. Then I'll cycle the Ash Barrens for an island. They play Archaeomancer. I'm going to counterspell. Pitching the island. They play an Azorius Chancery. We need to find ephemerates. They decide to send in with the birds. Bird team coming in. Block, block, and block. We take 2 damage. My turn. We find a prohibit. I will lead on a Lorien Reveal to draw 3. I find Ephemerate, so I will, I guess, play the land. Start with Ephemerate. They respond with the Last Breath. I will snap my Archaeomancer then. So I can't afford to have it Last Breath. Untap. Last Breath will fizzle. And then I'll play the Archaeomancer. Or the Ephemerate. And then Ephemerate. Or the foil. And then I'll just go ahead and play out the Familiar, I guess. No, this doesn't make sense. If I do this, I don't have enough mana, so I can just play the Familiar, whatever. Pass the turn. Looking to get to the point where I Ephemerate, snap the Murmuring Mystic, counter the Murmuring Mystic on the way back down. They have 3 cards in hand. I only have to counter anything that draws cards. They need to just stockpile card draw in their hand. They give me the GGs. GG's Adroa. We will see everybody in round 4. Okay, round 4. Here we go. I think this is really good if I can find some lands off the Preordain, so I'm going to risk that. Preordain, cantrips are my friend. You got this, buddy. I think that's a Rocks Oracle, right? It doesn't show us the flavor text. So assuming I find some lands, the best draw would be like Chancery, maybe? I don't know. Try Preordain. Unfortunately, we have to bottom these. And I'm going to get my butt kicked because I was risky here, apparently. So we bottomed 2 lands. Our opponent is on Great Furnace into Voldaren Epicure. So our specific build could line up okay against this. We have a lot of ground creatures. I'll play out my Floodplain. I was able to draw Lorien. They go Rally at the Hornburg. Just bashing in. All I can do is put the Sunscape Familiar onto the battlefield and hope they don't kill it. Synthesizer for the opponent, finding a Galvanic Blast. That can kill the Familiar really easily. They destroy the Familiar. They get in for 3. Still the best draw would be a land. That land counts, kind of. Play the Chancery. Actually, we can use the foil now. So let's see if there's something I want to foil. Maybe pitching a Meeting of Minds. They have a Rally. I think I'm going to counter that. Pitch the Meeting of Minds, gain a life. Can't really afford for them to just go wide enough to keep pecking at me. And here's a Bushwhacker, it looks like. No, another Rally. They had trip rallies. We're going to block. Good draw would be a snap. We find land. Let's play the Seagate Oracle. We drew a snap. Play the land, pass. So this coming turn, we can snap a Rally token. Opponent plays a Synthesizer. We find another land. Plays the land. 2 cards in hand. Bushwhacker now is for a lot. So we'll block. See if they have a burn spell. That's 8 damage, 9, 10, 11. Bolt kills me. So if you don't kill me right now, you probably don't have it. They discard a mountain. Do you have the Bolt? They did not find the Bolt. So now we will snap a Rally token. All right. Untap. I think I have to play the Barons. Cast the Moldrifter. We go to 5. Best draw would be, so Meeting of Minds is okay, but not great. We can go to blocks and then cast Meeting of Minds. We want to make sure we prioritize getting the Epicure off the table since I can snap the tokens. They crack the Synthesizer, finding a Reckless Impulse. Do you want to throw a bunch of cards away here? The Reckless Impulse, finding a Mountain and a Reckless Impulse. They're going to be drawing some cards. Plays the Mountain. 2 cards in hand. They send in. He will block, block, and block. Take 1. Well, before we take 1, we're going to cast Meeting of Minds. Go to 6 life. And it's going to bolt. They could Galvanic the Faithful. If they have Bolt, they're bolting the Faithful. Okay. So they lose 2 creatures. They have 3 creatures on the table still. I think I'm going to just play the island. Cast a Preordain. Looking for blockers. We find Flicker. Go top. Top. Play the Familiar. I can cast Meeting of Minds and then flicker these 2 creatures. All right, let's just see what happens here. We're going to block all of their creatures as is, but we might die. They cast a Reckless. They find another Reckless Impulse, so they're spinning their wheels. Hopefully they just hit 2 lands. They find Mountain Tomb Raider. So we'll go block, block, block. Blocking the Tomb Raider, taking 1 damage. Okay. We send in the team. Galvanic Blast kills me. We're going to block. I messed up. Block. Block. Cast the Medium Mines. Draw 2. They go for the Galvanic Blast. So now I have to... I guess I can't do anything about that. So we're going to draw the 2 cards. And we get a 1. And then I'm going to flicker here. Try to draw a snap. Put this Seagate Oracle trigger under the Mole Drifter trigger. We draw 2. Draw 1. Okay, so if I had done that previously, but it doesn't matter. Opponent was able to destroy me. We'll bring in the Hydroblast. Foil gets cut because it's not good enough. Then we can maybe cut the Ephemerate. I feel like Meeting of Minds is going to be important. Murmuring Mystic is going to be important. I mean, maybe I could cut a Mole Drifter for another Prohibit. Let's run it. All right, I'm on the play. Mulligan. I mean, I have some lands. I guess I put back a single Meeting of Minds. And then I'll go Island looking for like Hydroblast. Preordain. Faithful Meeting. I'll bottom and top. Passing the turn. Opponent leads on a Clockwork Percussionist. Find another Faithful. Unfortunately, I have to cycle for the tap land, play the tap land. They play a Mountain, another Clockwork, an Epicure. I'm at 18 and then a 16. They have a lot of damage. Play Faithful, land, another Epicure. So I think they're going to Bushwhacker me right now. They don't. They get in for 3. I'll block. I'm at 13. They are good with it. Play Faithful. Cycle. And play an island. Play the island. Return. I mean, maybe they're holding a Pyroblast. That is an option. They discard a mountain. They're playing mountains and snow-covered mountains. Maybe they're playing one of every single art that they possibly can. Plays a Goblin Tomb Raider. They go Bushwhacker, so let's snap the Tomb Raider. Untap. We'll take 6 damage here by blocking, and then we'll cast the Meeting Minds. Block, block. Bushwhacker's still a ridiculously strong card, in my opinion. Is it too strong? Unknown. Okay, let's play the Seagate Oracle. We get to gain 2 life, going to 13. Now I've got decent blocks. I'll take the Chancery, play the Chancery, pick up the island, hold open my Hydroblast. I don't necessarily need to counterspell the Tomb Raider here. I'll allow it, block a Goblin, and take 3. I go to 10. Looks like they have another spell. They go Lightning Bolt trying to take out a Faithful, and I will attempt to counterspell. Looks like the Hydroblast resolves. My turn. I have a Flicker. So I can either flicker the Seagate Oracle or cast the Lorien Revealed. I think I want to just cast the Lorien Revealed, and my opponent concedes. They didn't think they were going to get there. Okay. I'll resubmit. Maybe the Ephemerate's just not doing me any favors. So this hand is probably too slow. Let's mulligan. Now I have a Hydroblast. I'll get rid of the Barrens, or I could get rid of Island and then go land and then cycle for an island. Or even get rid of the plains. I think I'm just going to put the Barrens down. So this hand is real sketchy. We're relying on Hydroblast. They go Snow-Covered Mountain into Voldaire and Epicure. Play land, pass. We drew a plains. I felt like this has a decent amount of potential though. Take it in for 1. 2 mana for Burning Tree. I'm gonna counter. Bonk. Play island, pass. Drew Ephemerate. I'm gonna lose because I wasn't aggressive enough, I think. Maybe I should have gone to 5. And Bushwhack, I'll just bounce a creature. So is that worth it? You have to recast it. I think I bounce a creature. That's the turn. We'll take 4. Looking for a Seagate Oracle off the top. We find a Hydroblast. Land, pass. 2 mana for Reckless. I'm going to try countering. I guess I'm still looking for a Seagate Oracle. They get me to 12. They attack in. I'm back at 10. I gave them another blood token, which is pretty poor. We'll pick up the plains. Just not really, nothing on the table here. They get 3 discards. They discard a land. They play a clockwork. Attacks for 4, putting me to 6. I don't really think I have an out. Okay, maybe I just cast Lorien Revealed. It resolves. They have nothing in hand. And then we win. Yeah, we're dead here, for sure. Oh, well, look, a Pyroblast. Oh, it was a Lightning Bolt. Yeah, that's fine. Should have gone lower, I guess. And the preordained hand in game 1 was medium. Let's see what happens in round 5. Round 5, turn 2 familiar here. It's always quite strong. We're putting on Forest Arbor Elf. Pretty bad for me. Let's see what we draw. Meeting of Minds. I'll play Island and pass. See if they blow up my land. Utopia Sprawl on green. So they could have another Utopia Sprawl. They put on red, I assume. Yes, red. Now they still have 4 mana. Blows up my land. Guess I'm going to fetch out a land. We'll get my Glacial Floodplain, because if this lives, then I have a turn. I can play the Familiar on the next turn after that. Okay, Floodplain, pass. My land is destroyed. They rumble, milling over Acid Moss, Boarding Party, Arbor Elf. So the Boarding Party is going to kick my butt. Boarding Party will reveal an Acid Moss. Okay. I did not have a chance. There was nothing I could have done. Clearly, this deck is more fun to face than High Tide. How do you feel about that, everybody? Let's get rid of the Faithfuls. Bring in some counters. Okay, Phyrexian Weeb. Doing your dirty, dirty deeds. We're going to keep and play out the island. We can cycle the Lorien Revealed for the dual land. And then, you know, hopefully play the Familiar on turn 3. If they play like an Arbor Elf, we can just snap it. And then maybe cycle the Lorien Revealed for an island so I can play the Seagate Oracle. Island go. Our opponent leads on a forest, so they will not have a turn 2 land destruction spell. I don't know if it's better. It's probably better just to get the Floodplain. We can untap, play the Floodplain. And then on turn 3, I have Familiar, and I can start doing stuff from there. They play a mountain, play a land, play a Familiar. They kept a hand with no ram spells, so they must have like 700 land destruction spells in their hand. Whoa. Okay, land destruction spell number 1. Let's cycle for an island and play out the Seagate Oracle. I will take the Murmuring Mystic. Murmuring Mystic is a good way to go over the top of these kinds of decks. On turn 4, they play an Acid Moss. We have a foil now. Play the Seagate Oracle. Taking Seagate Oracle, play the Chancery. This is a weird situation because I really want to pitch the... I want to counterspell something. If they go after the Chancery, I think I have to foil it. They go Wild Growth, 4 cards in hand. Plays an Eldrazi Repurposer. Luckily, I do not care about that. Okay, my turn. Let's start with the Murmuring Mystic. And then snap a Seagate Oracle. Untap. Evoke a Mulldrifter. Draw. Now I'm looking for the negates. I'm just assuming that they don't have a ram through right now. That would definitely be a problem. I find Meeting of Minds, so this is a free cast. Draw. I shouldn't have tapped the Murmuring Mystic there. I should have tapped the Seagate Oracle. That was a mistake. Another Meeting of Minds. Now it didn't matter. Tap, tap, tap. Now I have foil pitch cast as well. We are doing things. I will snap the Mulldrifter. Looks like my opponent's going to ram through. What is going on? Maybe they have... Seems like they have something. Cannonade. Breath Weapon. Sure, I'll counter. I'm not gonna counter. That's fine. My weapons have been breathed. I think that was all the lands I could play this turn, so I'll just pass. Our opponent has a Utopia Sprawl. Avenging Hunter. Counter. Pitch cast the foil. Anybody down for that? No. And we win the game. So let's see if we can win on the draw. That's going to be tough. I don't know what else I can do. Some people consider maybe bringing in Revoke Existence. We have a foil. So we can pitch cast the foil, like getting rid of a snap or something, but that feels pretty bad. Arbor Elf turn 1. Should I just foil this? I think I'm going to foil it. Bam! No Arbor Elf. Okay. Hopefully that was really important for them. We have another foil. That's preordained. I'm going to bottom both of these. Another snap. That's not amazing. We play a second land. Wild growth, I can't do anything about that. My turn. I can play the Chancery, pick up the island, pass the turn. Now I can pitch cast the foil, discarding a snap. We have 4 mana. I will counterspell. See if I can do anything on my turn. Probably not. Like, we've just ruined our chances most likely, but here's a Seagate Oracle. Hopefully they have no more. So we found another foil. I don't know if that's good enough. Let's just take the Chancery. Actually, I could snap and replay my Seagate Oracle. This is tough. I'll take the foil. Weird spot. If they blow up my land, I think I lose. If they play Avenging Hunter, they Malevolent Rumble, so that will not draw them a foil or a land destruction spell. They choose Annoyed Altasaur. Play a land, it draws a Repurposer. Okay, my turn. We have a Meeting of Minds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I just have to cast the Meeting of Minds. Draw. Okay. Didn't get anywhere with that one. This is probably one of the most heinous matchups in Pauper, where our deck relies on having lands in play and their deck relies on not putting your lands in play. So we didn't get there. I'm going to try to not take it too hard and get too tilted, but I'll see you in the next video, I guess. Let me know if you think that this was a better version of Familiars. It didn't seem great to me. Like, it was just so clunky. I think we should be back to doing the things with Modern Age and Deep Analysis. 4 foil, I like. More negates, I think. I don't know. The Familiars deck is in a position where it's not good against Terror. It's hard to beat the red decks. And obviously, if somebody plays Land Destruction, you're on the back foot. I'll see you in the next video.